Our world is filled with an incredible amount of complexity. Nothing seems to be easy. Owning a business has its own complications, such as regulations and logistical problems. Trying to balance the rest of life, relationships, cooking, laundry, bill paying, fitness, and remembering to water the dog, can overwhelm even the best of us. Add to that boxes of unsorted photographs, half-finished home improvement projects, and stacks of receipts we don't know what to do with. It's not surprising that many people are longing to, if not actively trying, to simplify their lives. Simplification is a process, one that will take a lifetime if ever to achieve. I've read dozens of books and articles on how to simplify life. Most of them have great idealistic ideas, but many go to such an extreme that most people don't know where to begin, or just can't relate to living with only 100 belongings. This course is specifically designed to help you, the small business owner, simplify through utilizing just 5 practical, basic foundations of balancing your life while building your business. Each of these principles build upon each other to form a perfectly balanced column. Notice, however, that none of the stones individually are perfect. Some have strange shapes, some have nicks and gouges. Some can only be balanced by placing them in a particular position. Most of us want to be successful, but not at the expense of our family, spiritual life, or health. We want our stones to balance. Let's explore how we can do that. The very foundation of your success lies in knowing what things are important to you. Identifying your priorities can be a challenge. Making time for those priorities an even bigger challenge. We can learn to spend more time on things that matter most. But according to the definition of prioritize, it's not always a matter of time, but the importance we place on those things that are on our priority list. For example, my husband is near the top of my priority list, well above my business. The number of hours I spend on my business, however, are far more than the number of hours I spend with my husband. And that's okay for now, because he knows that he is my priority, which means if anything were to happen to him or he has an urgent need, he will come first. Time is not always proportionate to our priorities. If it were, we would spend more time with our kids than at work, and more time fishing than cleaning our house or mowing the lawn. While time is not always proportionate to our priorities, it is important to give all of our priorities time. You don't need an elaborate plan to do this. You simply have to make some time during the day or the week for each one. Knowing your priorities will help you organize your time and be intentional about your actions, which we will discuss next. The second foundation of balancing your life while building your business is organization. There are 2 areas that many people struggle with: time management and paperwork. As small business owners, we feel compelled to spend many hours building our sales, doing our own bookkeeping, putting together marketing plans, and providing the product or service that started the business in the first place. I would like to share some valuable tips with dealing with time. Your time. We all have 24 hours. Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, and Lady Gaga all have the same number of hours in the day as you do. Benjamin Franklin was not only an inventor, but a composer, printer, postmaster, political activist, educator, scientist, and more. Did you know he founded the first U.S. hospital, the first police department, and the first insurance company? As incredible as he was, he still had only 24 hours a day to accomplish everything. There are 4 things I encourage you to do with everything you spend time on. Whether chores at home or specific jobs at work, this method can be used to help you save time. I call it the Eddy system. For any given task, the first thing you should ask is, can I eliminate it? Is this task necessary or still necessary? Is it used to fulfill one of my priorities or goals? I have worked with many businesses of various sizes for over a decade. In most of these businesses, there are many areas of redundancy. Current technologies, which include sophisticated software programs and access to most accounting functions from online banking to electronic mailing of invoices, has created a huge amount of duplicated processes. One area I personally struggled with eliminating is my check register. I was brought up in the old school ways of balancing my checkbook register every month with my bank statement. I also do online banking and enter all my purchases and deposits in QuickBooks. I realized one day that I don't have to enter my transactions into the checkbook because I verify purchases through my online checking and I reconcile my statements with QuickBooks. Learning to eliminate tasks that are no longer necessary or do not serve a specific, valuable purpose can free up an enormous amount of time. The next thing to ask yourself when a task needs to be done is, can I duplicate the task? Is this task repeated often enough that I can create a process for handling it quicker and easier the next time? A good example of creating a process in our own household to make a job easier came from taking out the garbage. My son had the responsibility of taking out the trash every week. Inevitably, he would forget one or two rooms in the house or wouldn't put a lining bag back into the container. We created a system of bringing one large bag and the liners to each room in a logical order. This process not only saved time, but helped him do a better job. He was more efficient. If the task you are doing can't be eliminated or duplicated, consider if it can be delegated. Some of you may be uncomfortable with giving up some aspects of quality control through delegation. I have found that not only does delegating tasks save me time so I can handle more important jobs, but it is also allowing somebody else the opportunity to learn and grow. Delegating with direction can actually increase productivity and creativity by letting someone else view the task from a different angle. Only after you have asked if a task or project can be eliminated, duplicated, or delegated should you consider doing it yourself. Questions such as, is this necessary? Can I create a process for handling this task more efficiently? Or would delegating this task be more cost-effective and time-saving? Can allow you to concentrate on the most important aspect of your business, generating income. Another favorite time-saving trick is combining activities and tasks, or what I call multi-purpose planning. If I can accomplish 2 or more tasks in the same time period, I have literally doubled my time. For example, I choose to exercise with my son every morning. This accomplishes 2 things in my top 5 priorities: maintaining my health and building my relationship with my son. I also combine my errands and picking up the mail with going to the gym 3 days a week. Other multi-purpose activities may include brainstorming specific ideas while you're taking a walk, or using advertising as networking opportunities and as a way to keep in touch with family members. The possibilities are endless. Whether it's a time slot or an actual task, ask yourself each time, what else can you use this for? My last tip is the one I recommend most to companies of all sizes. If you do this every day, your time will be best spent and you will grow your business. Make at least 5 income-related calls or action steps every day, 5 days a week. Make sure these are potentially income-generating and very intentional. Don't count sending out your monthly newsletter as one of the 5, for example. Instead, perhaps you would send it along with a personal email or note to a particular recipient asking for a specific order. I think that you will be excited at the results of making this step a priority every day. Paperwork. Many people feel overwhelmed at the amount of paperwork generated in their business. If there's not a system in place, mail, invoices, advertising, and trade journals can pile up to become a seemingly endless assortment of to-get-to piles or to sort through stacks. Starting at the beginning of 2011, I made a commitment to become an almost paperless company. While this took some work and a large amount of research, the benefits and the freedom far outweigh the effort. During this process, I came up with a filing method which can be used in both paper and electronic filing systems that is simple, effective, and eliminates searching for papers and even reduces those stacks of paperwork on your desk. I file all papers, all receipts, all trade journals, everything that comes into my company into one of 5 categories: action, company, income, expenses, or reference and resources. I further divide each of these into subcategories. Every piece of paper goes into one of the major categories, which makes both filing and retrieving very fast and efficient. If you would like more information and specific details on organizing your office, including my filing system and a multitude of additional resources, visit my website at www.almostanythingllc.com. The third foundation of balancing your life while building your business is being intentional. It's not enough to prioritize and organize your daily activities. You need to be very intentional about every task, every moment that you spend on your business. The key to being intentional is to spend the amount of time needed, and no more, to complete the items that are critical to reaching your goals and objectives. It means breaking down your goals into manageable steps. Being intentional in everything from time to tasks is critical. In order to be successful, you need to make every moment count. This does not mean that you can't be flexible, or have fun, or even be spontaneous. It simply means if you want something, you have to plan a way of getting it and making time for your plan. Don't get stuck, however, in not starting something, the 4th foundation, just because the details of the plan are not yet done. Many people don't accomplish things in their life or their business simply because they don't start. They don't get around to doing something even though it's important or something they dream about. You can be intentional and start a project even if you don't have all the answers or know all the steps you need to take in order to accomplish it. I love the old Nike slogan, "Just do it." Of course, in order to see the fruits of your labor, to enjoy that sweet sense of accomplishment, you need to finish what you start. Reflect on your accomplishment and savor every step. We have just completed building POISE from the ground up. These 5 foundations of balancing your life while building your business are part of my company called Practical Simplicity, dedicated to making essentials such as bookkeeping, organization, and business building more productive, more efficient, and a little easier.